Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Tower Casuals, the Destiny podcast. I'm your host, Josh. Corey has the night off, but fear not, because I've got two fearless co-pilots with me in the co-pilot seat tonight of our metaphorical Millennium Falcon. We have our clan raid master, T-Fox Warrior. And in the gunner seat, of course, we have to have the one, the only, the Phantom Thief himself, Andre.
Hello. Good to be here.
Very good. Not a super busy week this week.
Not really.
It's been a fucking week. It's been a fucking week, guys. Because let me tell you something. The phrase baseball-sized hail should never, ever be thrown around in any part of the world.
I don't know why, but it seems like every 2 weeks to a month, you always say that in the Discord, and I'm like, I'm starting to get a little concerned for your health, because I'm like, how often does this happen in Texas?
Texas's weather has gotten very weird as of late, and like they'll say, yeah, we have the potential for like up to like golf ball size hail. Like that's like fairly normal in like March or April. But as the weather's gotten more extreme over the last few years, so has the hail. And they've said phrases like, yeah, there may be baseball-sized hail. It's like usually like out in the middle of nowhere when it happens. Well, it happened about an hour outside of DFW yesterday, and there was a video that somebody sent into the news station, and you could see these gigantic chonkers hitting the ground and falling into somebody's pool, and it was bad.
Like a big splash?
Real bad. Oh, dude, they were making a big splash. They were shattering on the ground on impact. It was
That's terrible.
Oh my god!
I saw windshields afterwards. Oh, it was.
Oh no way!
Yeah, it's really bad. So I'm genuinely hoping that we avoid that. But as y'all may recall, about a month and a half ago, we had it for a few weeks in a row there, where I was like messaging Corey, and I'm like, hey man, tornado sirens are going off, and I'm kind of sitting in my bathroom with the cat right now. So I may be a little late, because it always seems to be right at like rush hour time, like between like 5 and 7 o'clock is when it'll happen. And that's when my girlfriend leaves for work at like 5:30 on the nights that she works. So I'm like, I got to run her up to work, and then I'm running back, and hopefully I'm going to get back before like the apocalypse begins, because it's like, oh, normal rain clouds, black as fuck. Like, there is such a contrast there.
Good Lord. Ohio is like just... I don't know if it's just Ohio or the Midwest. Ohio's like literally just like ground zero for literally the worst weather I've seen in my entire life. Like, you'll look forward when you're driving, and it'll just be like perfect sunshiny day, and right behind you there's like literally the apocalypse. It's so terrifying. Like, there's like pictures all around, and it's like just death.
It's not great. It's not great. It's one of those days. One of them things. So we were talking just before we got in here. I was very excited all week, knowing that I had passes to potentially see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 a week early. Very excited. Been looking forward to it all week. Today they're like, yeah, we're bumping the severe weather estimation from like, on a scale of 1 to 5, from like a 2 to a 3, leaning towards a 4. I was like, oh no. Yeah, there was baseball-sized hail a day or two ago. I even saw something that looked like it may have been grapefruit-sized, and that's
okay.
Me.
Listen,
Get overkill.
Listen.
I'm not even joking. I will find the picture and send it to you guys, because
Please
I'm not even joking.
I believe you, but that's just kind of crazy.
It's the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen. That fell right around Waco, like a mile outside Waco city limits is where that fell. Jeez. So we've gotten in this habit now. Whenever I'm going to stop talking about the apocalypse in Texas, but we've gotten to the point now where if they say the phrase golf ball sized or larger hail, I just take my girlfriend's car, drive it to the hospital she works at, and park it in the garage, and then I just Uber back. I just do it while she's asleep, and she'll wake up, where are my keys? Like, your keys are in your purse already, and I'm taking you to work tonight, because this is what they were throwing around for the next day or two. So you have the option, either I drive you to work or you take an Uber, one of the two.
That's 5 head. That's 5 head, though.
I expect a message in the Discord just out of the blue this week. Just shit's real bad, y'all. I expect it.
Dude, shit's bad. Shit's bad.
All I want to see.
I originally went to college with the intention of getting a degree in radio, TV, and film production, and going into like news production. I wanted to get a minor in journalism. decided very quickly around like the time of like 2011 that I didn't want to be, and that was when like news people were still trusted somewhat, that I decided I didn't want to be a part of the Facebook and like Twitter mobs even back then. So I was like, I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna go be a producer instead. They couldn't let me on TV these days. They couldn't let me on TV or anything because they'd be like, Josh, you want to tell us what you're seeing from the NBC5 Storm Trek? And I'd be like, shit's bad, y'all. Shit's fucking bad.
All we get is that and a whole bunch of JFCs.
JFC.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. All right, well, Josh is fired when he gets back to the studio. One on the job. My parents always said that if I went into news, I should be one of those guys who like gets dispatched for the hurricanes. And I took that a little bit offensively. But they said it would be because I would be so over the top with it that there's no way that the Weather Channel could ever fire me. Now I kind of think that if they had like if the Weather Channel allowed you to say fuck, I would be like their number one employee.
You know what? That's fair. Josh, how's the weather today? Fuck, let me tell you, it is bad.
Guys, let me fucking tell you, okay?
You'd be like what, Ollie from Family Guy, where he's like, how's the weather, Ollie? It's raining sideways!
It's raining sideways.
I couldn't be on the news. I can't be on the news. I can't be on anything like ESPN because let me tell you, I would fucking thrive on First Take, okay? I'd fucking thrive with Stephen A. But I'd say fuck so many times that there would be complaints from the FTC about me. They'd be like, or FEC, whatever it fucking is. They'd be like, nope, he's done. He's out of here. He's racking up too many fines. He's not that. He's not Stephen A. or Skip Bayless. We got to fire him. He's done.
He is done. And then your producer's like, well, he's not wrong. He's saying what we're all thinking, but he's not wrong.
But you know, guys, despite all that, despite the fact that some of our most prominent media organizations would never hire me, it's a good thing I don't have to be vetted to host this podcast and talk about Destiny.
Yeah. Second best thing.
Second best thing. So before we jump into this, I want to ask: did anybody watch Datto's new video yesterday?
Oh no, I haven't actually.
I saw some Twitter controversy about it. So I didn't read too much into it.
It was like content creators versus Reddit. It was pretty great because Datto made a video where it wasn't elitist Datto, but it was like you're all fucking morons Datto. And he was essentially like, stop complaining about the game engine because you have no idea what a game engine actually does. And like he went and talked to developers, not just at Bungie, but like around the industry. They're like, because like, he has ins with a lot of different studios, let's be honest. And was like, hey, so I want to know exactly what an engine does. I'm making a video on it, this and that. He was like, the engine gives it its feel. Like they're not going to abandon the oh god, what is it, the Tiger engine, I think is what it is. Like they're not going to abandon the Tiger engine because that's what makes it feel the way that it does. They will come out with a new iteration of it eventually, but he's like, all of you who think that it's so easy, just switch to Unreal 5, or you're owned by Sony, switch to the Decima engine. Shut the fuck up. Respectfully, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. I am guilty of making ignorant comments because even Corey and I have wondered a lot, like, should they switch to Unreal 5? And like some of the titles that they have in development are not going to use the Tiger engine. Like I believe we've had that confirmed, but holy shit, just like fucking stop. So that was Twitter controversy number one, okay? Because people then
there's more?
Backseat game developers try telling that. Well, I wouldn't say this one's so much of a controversy, but Johnny put this on my radar at like 1:00 in the morning, and I'm still a little annoyed about it. There was another Destiny podcast. I'm not going to say. If you go search my timeline, you'll fucking see it. But that made a thread detailing their opinions about Bungie working on projects that are not Destiny, and they weren't great, to say the least. And in particular, they posted a piece of concept art that I believe is supposed to be from Matter. And this piece of concept art, let me fucking tell you, because I had never seen this before, so I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know if it's real or if this person just found it online. But it looks like Treasure Planet, the video game made by fucking Bungie. And let me tell you something, that's a pretty rad elevator pitch to get me on board with a non-Destiny Bungie game.
You had me at Treasure Planet. I'm in.
I'll send you the art later. You can find it on my Twitter. I retweeted it, but I was like, that's a pretty fucking rad elevator pitch, okay? To tell me to essentially show that Like it looked like the spaceport from that movie, Andre. That's what the piece of concept art looked like.
Treasure Planet is that. Hi, Bubby. That and Atlantis are underrated. Also, my son's here, so if you hear someone saying "Hi, Daddy," just FYI, everyone. My son just ran into the
I
room.
would hope it's your son and not somebody else. So
It's me. I'm in your ear.
Ah, Fox is here. Ah, JK.
hello, son. No, so it was like they were bashing all of Bungie's choices, like to work at the oh, so many of their job listings are for Matter or are for an unannounced game and this and that. And it's like they were like, I don't want this from Bungie. I just want more Destiny content. You gotta hire more devs for Destiny and people. And then they were like, at the end, they were like, guys, boy, let's not be negative here. After they started getting the fuck flamed out of them, we're like, let's not be negative. Let's peace, love, happiness, and all that hippie bullshit. And it's like you can't go through and say all of it you said and then be like, let's be constructive here. Like, you're not like John. What got me is John retweeted that and then basically changed their words around to, I don't want anything. I don't want this Destiny thing. And he put the picture of like the giant frog with like some of the fallen around it. He was like, I don't want this from Bungie. I only want Halo. And so I was laughing really hard about it because I went, that's how I was in 2009 when I was 17. This is how I acted. I was like, ugh. Destiny awaits. What is this? Ugh. And I'm just like, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. I'm done. I'm walking away because I see myself in this. The difference is I was a teenager that was still in high school and thinking only about girls and high school football on Friday nights and rock band nights, as opposed to a grown-ass man with children and a podcast of my own. So, yeah. I thought it was really funny. I was like, that it's the mark of a good studio when you can make more than just what you're known for, I think.
Yeah, I just looked at that concept art, dude. I'm a slut for pirates, and boy howdy.
Boy howdy,
boy howdy, my interest has peaked.
Boy howdy.
Where is this?
It's on my feed.
On Twitter. Okay. Yeah.
I want to move past it because just concept art means nothing. Talking about concept means nothing until they formally have announced the game, which could very well come this year. And I just think because Bungie, when they originally started thinking about Destiny, Jason Jones wanted Destiny to be a medieval fantasy game. And much more in the vein of think Bungie making something like Dragon Age. And I think back on that and I'm like, damn, we would have fucking hated that. I feel like Bungie's earned enough of a reputation over 22 years to just do whatever the fuck they want to do and for us to have faith that it's going to be good. And you have the backing and the money of Sony's first party now. So you can kind of do whatever you want to do because you already changed the entire FPS genre forever. Without Halo, you don't have console FPSs. Just certainly not the degree that you do now. You probably don't get Call of Duty without Halo. At least not Modern Warfare Call of Duty. It very well may be a World War II thing that doesn't exist anymore at this point since it was a spinoff of Medal of Honor and all that bullshit. But just I just want to say studios breaking out of their comfort zone is not a bad thing. And I actually really, really love this. We knew Bungie was working on a third-person action-adventure game also. We found that out a year ago. That they're at least prototyping one, right? It's in what we call incubation. And I would rather see studios take risks than just stick to the safe thing all the time. Just because they're making another game doesn't mean that Destiny is done or isn't going to get content anymore. Calm the fuck down. Calm down, Calvin. Calm down.
Yeah, studios leaving, quote, their comfort zone is like anyone else leaving their comfort zone. You won't really discover things about yourself or find things you like unless you just leave your comfort zone and try different things. So for a studio to do that, maybe they could make their new best game if they just tried to just leave the comfort zone.
Right? I'm gonna say it. I look at some of the studios around us. I look at Sucker Punch, the studio that is known for Infamous. They made Ghost of Tsushima, which was probably my game of the year in 2020.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing game. It's one of the best games Sony has ever produced. You look at Tango Gameworks, which is known for making The Evil Within. Fucking Shinji Mikami is an industry horror legend, and the studio that he runs made Hi-Fi Rush this year, which is basically Jet Set
Which
Radio
is a
for new
complete
generation.
opposite of what
Yeah.
they're supposed to make.
They're rumored to be making a JRPG on top of that. Like, you look at Obsidian, who makes these like fantasy RPGs. They made fucking Grounded and Pentiment last year.
Another one that like it just hit my radar is FromSoft. They've made like Dark Souls and all that. They're releasing like a mech shooter game, dude. That's like way out there.
So like Armored Core was like their first thing that they made. Armored Core is from years and years and years ago. That was FromSoft's first franchise. Was Armored Core. The first Armored Core came out on the original PlayStation in 1997 and was actually published by Sony for kicks and giggles.
Mm-hmm.
So Armored Core's been around for a long time. It's just like most of us know them as Dark Souls.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, like I've talked about him on the show a lot, Ray, he is absolutely an Armored Core fanatic. The last time we got an Armored Core game was Armored Core 5 back in 2012. We got one in 2013. And that was before Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls was popular, but it was Dark Souls 2, I feel, that like really propelled it. And because you went on a run with Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, Demon Souls, Elden Ring, and now you're getting Armored Core 6. And let me tell you something. Armored Core 6 coming out is going to like wreck my shit. But it is so totally different that a bunch of people who have never played a FromSoft game that played Elden Ring are going to be like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's going to be great. I can't wait to watch the reactions. But yeah, just those were two very funny, like minor, like social media controversies that like I felt the need to bring up because like the second one has been gathering a lot of like steam today. Like that tweet was sent out like 48 hours ago, and like a bunch of like industry devs are starting to pick up on it now, and it's like, oh, this is going really bad for you. This is going really, really, really bad. Like, yeah, it's not great. I'm glad that we don't put out takes like that. If they do, I'm glad they don't get aggregated.
Yeah.
But we have some Destiny to talk about. Not a whole lot tonight, but still more than we've had the past couple of weeks, I feel. With said Schwab, and we've got some stuff in the community to talk about. So let's just fly through these things real quickly. The first thing up, I mean, we already know how this one's going to go. Trials community vote for the map. They decided that it would be a good choice for us to vote between Rusted Lands, Convergence, and fucking Disjunction. Let me just save y'all the details. Disjunction is going to win because most of the community doesn't play Trials and hates Disjunction, so there you go. That's what's going to happen.
So that's the ultimate reverse psychology.
Watch. It's going to be Immortal Weekend too. Watch. Out of everything,
I would take a hot shit and cry because I want that gun so bad.
Fucking dealer molding right now over this fucking vote, dude. I feel it.
So he's just like stirring.
Fucking molding.
All three of these are just terrible for Trials. All three of these are awful.
I mean, like, if I really had to pick one, I'd pick like Convergence, maybe.
No, I think I'd go Rusted Lands out of these three.
I mean, they're all absolutely god awful, terrible maps.
Yeah, they're all just no fun.
I say this after I just got fucking spanked on Rusted Lands like 3 matches in a row. I would take Rusted Lands over. Convergence is just terrible because it's like, okay, which hallway are we going to go peek? That's the question there. And then fucking Disjunct. Who hurt you? Who hurt you, Bungie? Listen, we promised that podcast account did not mean what they said. We promised that Dado was trying to defend your honor. We promise. God damn.
Upcoming Strand your balloon as a child that you had to make this
probably me because I didn't like balloons. Upcoming Strand updates. Oh boy.
Yes.
So Grapple, this is something we've been asking for since literally the second that Lightfall came out. Reduced base cooldown from 105 seconds to 82 seconds. Thank God, first off. I still think it probably needs to be reduced a little bit. Maybe have a bit more of an uptime in PvE versus PvP. But That's rough.
I don't think I've genuinely like taken off Strand since I got it. So this is huge for me. And then
I
what we're about to get into with the spike. Oh my god, I'm so excited to be a hunter right now, dude.
I will say, like, at first, and I'm sure we all felt this, Strand didn't come out the gate super hot. But now that we've kind of gotten into it and it's kind of sat and we've kind of tested it and tested out builds, I can say Strand's a lot of fun. There's nothing more fun than to huck my nade and just suspend people. Oh, it's one of the best things to do in this game, honest to
Dude,
God.
absolutely.
Just suspending everyone and anything is, like, the biggest, like, kick in the dick ever for, like, bad guys. I just love going to a room, having a bunch of people together, knowing what I'm about to do, and then throw my nade, and then just sit there for a bit and be like, this is great right here. This is great.
What the fuck? Sorry.
Oh, yep.
Football. I was like, football stuff.
Sorry.
I knew it.
Sorry, I got the NFL draft pulled up and I didn't mute myself. What the fuck? So Strand Hunter is getting some updates too. I genuinely like the Strand Hunter updates because I'm not. The threaded spike has felt a little like lackluster. I think
Is that the spike you guys throw?
Yeah,
that's
the
the
throwing
Yondu
knife.
arrow.
Oh,
It's the-
okay.
So increased damage versus PvE combatants by 55%. Good, because it was weak as fuck. It should do at least as much as the shurikens do when you have frozen somebody and you throw another one to shatter. It should do that much damage on one shot. Increased projectile travel range before returning to the player by 30%. Slightly reduced speed of the dart as it returns to the player to make catching easier. Increased energy gain for catching the dart based on number of enemies hit. Now pierces Cabal failing shields. Good. All those were things that needed to be addressed.
That last one? Yeah, dude, wow.
That's huge for, like, specifically the second encounter of Duality, where you have to go into the Nightmare Realm and get the 6 flags. That is huge.
Okay, now someone who doesn't play Hunter that much, can you guys briefly explain to me how or why this update needed to happen? Because I just may be ignorant and
it's
just
weak
not.
As fuck. It's weak
okay.
As fuck.
Yeah, dude, it was so weak.
Yeah. Was it that bad?
Yes.
Dude, it was bad.
It was dookie. It was doo-doo.
Wow.
It was
like I'd throw it only to get a tangle. Pretty much.
I'll put it this way. Like, y'all have abilities where you can throw up your barricade and suspend.
Yeah.
When warlocks drop their rifts, they send out tangles. We don't get shit like that. Our one ability that we had that was really, really good was the grapple melee, and they nerfed the shit out of that.
Dude.
Oh, why would they do that to you guys? What the hell?
Dude, they nerfed it.
Probably because this update was coming, honestly. Probably because this and the grapple cooldowns is coming. They're going to have to revisit that again, I think. I don't think they'll put it back to full power, but they need to tune it back up just a little bit. It feels bad. It feels bad after the hotfix.
Damn.
It's funny. Like, I mean, I wasn't using Strand, like, a ton, but I don't know. It's just like, okay, because you look at it in terms of endgame, and I'm not going to run the Strand super against, like, GM or most raid bosses.
That's fair.
Well, let's be totally honest. Like, Bungie's done a really good job at making sure that you can't get up in a boss's face anymore and just, like, drop a well. Now, if we were still in the meta of drop a well and stand in front of the boss, then yeah, I'd sit there and beat the shit out of the boss with it. If it was OG Lake of Shadows, yeah, I'd run that. But not anymore, question mark. I actually think that of the subclasses, this actually, like, I know Fox is having a great time with it.
Oh, dude.
For me,
absolutely.
This is probably, like, my least likely to run of the 5 subclasses. Because I feel like with the others, and part of it's because I've had a couple years to build on those, right? But I feel like the others each have a specific purpose in endgame content. That's the only way I view this. Like, if I'm running, like, Battlegrounds or something, sure, I'll run fucking Strand. I don't care. It's a blast. I love doing ad clear with that super because it's so fun. But Needlestorm has the massive DPS that comes out, right? Just cheap, giant DPS burst. It's better Nova Bomb. The Titan super, I think, is the better close quarters super between that and Hunter at this point. And I don't know. I just look at it and I'm like, okay, so in these situations, if I need to do DPS, I'm going to run Star Eaters with either my Blade Barrage or with my Arc Staff. That's what I'm going to do for DPS. If I'm needed on support, I'm probably going to run Void. I might be able to get away with running Stasis. If there was already a Void Hunter, I can probably get away with using Stasis, because who doesn't love Shurikens and a Stasis Tornado?
Yeah.
So that kind of leaves Strand in like this weird place for me, because in a lot of groups that I run with, I end up doing a lot of DPS. And when I'm thinking about it through that mindset, you can't do it.
Yeah. So I run Strand like religiously, dude. It's crazy. I think it's probably the best subclass the Hunters have at the moment, in my opinion. Golden Gun's like way too dookie right now for me to even look
That's
at.
Fine. Like Golden Gun was the only option through
it was
for so long.
Absolutely.
So John was talking to me about this last night, and I was like, dude, I'm actually completely fine with Golden Gun sucking ass, because I got tired of being pressured into having to run Celestial.
Dude, that's all you could run was, hey, you're not on Celestial. Put it on.
Put it on right now.
That's basically what it was. But now you can run. So I think they're all fairly balanced. Golden Gun could use a little tiny bit of work. I know that Solar 3.0 it's new, and some people are still figuring it out. I know for God's sake, I am shit. But like, so with Strand, I started out with a Threadling build on a Hunter, which sounds crazy. You think that a Threadling build would be best on Warlock, but no. I found it great on a Hunter.
That's what I was running. When I was running Strand a lot, that's what I was doing. So
I found it great on a Hunter. And then I found a grapple build, and then they nerfed it. Now with this spike build, or the spike change, I kind of want to play with a spike build. I think that could be super fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still not completely sold on Strand. I think Strand Hunter is the most fun, but nerfing the grapple melee really took like the wind out of my sails personally.
Well, I use it.
We were the only one with 2 grapple charges.
Yeah.
And to take away the melee of that when we already had a shit melee ability, was really it was a really tough sell for me. And I mean, like, our dodge, oh boy, it's the same dodge we have on every other fucking class.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we're not suspending people when we do a dodge or something like that, or creating threadlings or a tangle or something. Like, come on.
So I use Strand for the entirety of Root of Nightmares. Like, usually I'm the runner, and it is like, it speeds it up so much, and I cannot praise Strand enough. I mean I'm sure there's builds for like Void that outdo Strand and all that other shit, but it's fun. Yeah, I find it effective for, I'd say, 80% of the game, at least for me, and I'm loving Strand so far. I think it's great. I think they're headed in the right direction. But that grapple nerf was definitely a little bit of a blunder that they can adjust.
My only issue with Warlock Strand is choosing between our grapple or our grenade. Because, like, I'd love to grapple around, but then I don't have my excuse me, but then I don't have my grenade, and I'm like, why would you do this to me? Because I want to be Spider-Man, and I know, but it's such like a shot in the foot that I'm like,
to me, I think that grapple should have taken the place of melee abilities.
That's what I thought. That's
fair.
Completely fair.
But I also like, I'm gonna try to rationalize this a little bit. I think it should have been in the melee position, because I mean, you're doing a melee action, right? But I think that would have hurt Titans who rely so much on melee. And I think that would have hurt, or it wouldn't have. I don't think it would have hurt Warlocks as much, Warlocks and Hunters. But I think putting it in the grenade spot, it also takes the pressure off of having to make like 7 different grenade types.
Yeah, like I see their point. It's just like sometimes when I do run Shan, I'm like, do I want to swing around and grapple, punch people, or do I want to huck nades and
I
suspend
mean,
people? Right?
that's completely fair, though. I would say that like you have other classes where you can huck nades and do it from
Exactly.
the
Right?
safety of a well.
Yeah.
But this one, like, I'm okay with choices like this because that's MMO gameplay. That's an MMO thing. So I don't know. I'll play around. I'm definitely going to come back to Strain when we get the new aspects next season.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
What's the next one? Artist reference collection. If anybody wants to cosplay as Thick Thighs Nezarek, there you go. The exotic ornament winner is no surprise Witherhoard. It was closer than I thought it was going to be. Genuinely, I really wish Thunderlord had pulled it out. I was rallying people to vote for Thunder or for Izzy's, and it didn't happen. We have so many cool Witherhoard ornaments already. We don't need another one, unless you're going to make this like a Vex Network themed. Then I'm fucking here for it. But I don't think I'm going to get 2 ornaments like that in a row.
No, definitely not.
What else do we have here? I genuinely think that's it for the job.
Yeah,
well,
it's a whole bunch of like
that's a
pet stuff.
It's
a whole bunch of pet stuff, and then there's that's basically it.
That's basically it.
Well, real quick, someone did solo flawless the entirety of Root of Nightmares, so. Huge fucking congrats to
it's
you.
One of the only raids that it can be done. It's only the 3rd raid in D2 that's come out that can be solo run, and I believe cool. That you had to do it before the changes if you were going to do Vogue solo. So I know that I want to say it's Crota and Vogue, Crota, and I think, or I don't know about Vogue actually, but Crota and Wrath of the Machine for sure. In Destiny 1 could be soloed. I think that I want to say that you could solo Eater of Worlds in D2.
Yeah.
And then this one. So this is only like the 4th, maybe 5th raid that you can actually solo.
How do you just wake up one day and be like, fuck it, I'm just going to solo a raid? Like, how do you
content creation?
That is wild to me, though.
I know a lot of people who I not like personally, but like I watch several people who like to duo and trio raids because they like they like the artificial challenge of it. They love playing the game so much. And I mean, hey, if that's where you're
if that tickles your fancy, by all means do.
Hey,
but
man,
like,
if that tickles your pickle, go for it. But like, I don't even like going into GMs, so I shan't be doing low man raids. I get anxious when I'm missing one person, let alone like a whole team.
Josh, I'd pay money. I'd pay money to watch you try and solo a raid. I'd pay money.
I mean, I wouldn't even make it to the first encounter. So I'd make it to the first encounter, and then I would just be like, fuck, and I'd quit.
All JFCs. That's all we get. What JFCs?
Yeah, I'd be just furious the whole time. I wouldn't be happy. Yeah. Guardian Games is coming back. I don't know why we got this blog now instead of next week. It feels a little weird. I think that they saw that like, oh, shit's getting data mined. We might as well just put this out. First, for starters, this key art. So that's the same. We've seen these emotes for a while, but I really wish that they would do a variant of the Titan Shield emote with the Guardian Games logo spray painted on. I think that looks really dope. Mm-hmm. And what is up with we talked about this last week. The Titans have like Beats by Dre on their helmets. What's up with that?
Beats by Zavala, man.
Beats by Zavala.
Too soon. If anything, it's Beats by Drifter.
Beats by Shaxx.
Beats by Shaxx.
He's definitely listening to the Shaxx workout mix. I like that. I like that the sweeper bot makes it in. That's pretty nice.
That's probably the MVP of this whole thing. It's just the sweeper bot.
I'm not gonna lie. So I saw a lot of warlocks really happy that, oh my god, it's not a dress or a trench coat. I love it. And meanwhile, I'm just looking at this going, yeah, this is like the 3rd underwhelming hunter set in a row.
I'm not mad. We got a capeless cloak.
I hate those.
I'm not gonna complain too much. I like a hoodless cloak.
So
I like a capeless cloak.
I'm not gonna
This is a
lie.
hat.
The only reason I would get and I hate that you can't buy these pieces individually because I would probably get this and just run it with the 30th anniversary hoodie ornament.
Oh, that'd be
Oh,
elite.
dude.
Because guess what? I fucking hate the cape that's a part of that. I think it's ugly as shit.
Wait, like the
And-
snowboarding jacket?
No, I love the snowboard jacket. The fucking cape is like the jacket tied around your neck.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
it's
it looks
yeah.
fucking it looks fucking awful. But like, you know, you could rock it with this. You could rock it with the leather jacket ornament, which I rock a lot. Like, hey man, I can make this work fashionably. But I'm just I get the idea, but I feel the same way about this as I do about almost every event. I just don't like the vibe. I only care about the Halloween ornaments at this point because they're so absurd and they're fun to use. Just, man, I don't know. I like that we are getting a Strand Scout rifle. I'm very excited. I like the design of it. I like how it looks. I've decided that we're calling this the Baja Blaster.
The Baja Blaster.
It's great. This is fucking great. I love it. Of course, you know, it works like it always does. You go and, deposit your medallions and stuff. They're hinting that you should have your crafted weapons on when you're depositing stuff. I guess because of the big XP boost. Just make it standard. Just like turn on like a 2 or 3 times multiplier for the duration of the event. This is where we're gonna level our trace rifles and sniper rifles at, boys. It's through this event. Because it's fucking awful.
I just want to go back to the hunter attire. You throw on a black shader, and you can look like Snake Eyes. I'm just saying.
Who is Snake Eyes?
G.I. Joe. Come on, G.I. Joe. Snake Eyes.
I was not a G.I. Joe kid.
Even I know this one, dude. I'm fucking Zoomer, bro.
I was not a G.I. Joe kid. I came out at like the perfect time where like G.I. Joes were not in style. I was in the generation where Power Rangers had just become a thing.
I mean, you could even make a Power Ranger outfit if you wanted to.
Listen, fucking Mighty Morphin was like still in its heyday when I was in daycare, so I was not allowed to watch Power Rangers at home, fun fact. So I used to love going to daycare as a little kid because I got to watch Power Rangers.
Just come home and start TIing stuff. Ah!
The same reason why I wasn't allowed to watch Ninja Turtles either, so I don't get the love for Ninja Turtles at all. Corey and I have.
Oh my goodness!
I asked Corey about his pop culture takes for so long, but that's the one thing he has on me is fucking every time that there's a Ninja Turtles, he's like, "Josh, Ninja Turtles," and I'm like, how many times do I have to remind you? I fucking hate Ninja Turtles. And he's like, oh no! This year, I was like, Seth Rogen's making a Ninja Turtles movie. And he's like, ew. I was like, what? This is the one time I've cared about Ninja Turtles ever.
That movie looks so good. The trailer looks so good. What? Corey.
Listen, I was a Transformers kid, okay? I emphatically was a Transformers
My
kid.
language.
I'm so excited. Transformers the movie was the first time I was traumatized as a child. It's all good, you know. My parents' divorce did not affect me as much as the death of Optimus Prime and Transformers the movie. So, I'm very excited. Very excited. If they let me look like Optimus Prime in one of these fucking games.
Oh, I swear to God, I'll nut.
I really would. Jesus Christ, I'm clipping that out.
I'm sorry.
I'm leaving it in. I'm clipping it for my own use. I really wish you could buy individual armor pieces because I don't want to pay $15 for that hunter cape, and I definitely don't want to spend $15 just for Beats by Zavala.
We can use Bright Dust, correct?
You can, but what?
Okay, thank God. I was like, oh man,
I only have 110,000 Bright Dust. I'm not spending $6,000 to get these ornaments.
Yeah, but they look so good.
Yeah, I'm really cheap.
Destiny, make it individual for flip's sakes. God.
I really wish they. I wish you could buy these pieces individually. I guess I get it, but I don't like it. Anyways, big fan of this. And the title is coming back as well with new perks, including Repulsor Brace. So I will be grinding this one out. I'm to the point where I'm like not using things like Funnel Web anymore or Unforgiven because like Ikelos just outclasses everything still, and like Immortal obviously for Strand. I'm very much looking forward to getting a title with Repulsor Brace. And it's a lightweight scout, so very good for that.
Not to mention the Void SMG is coming back.
That's the title.
I'm an idiot. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the title. Very interested. We don't have a lot of like the milestones and challenges out yet, but here's the big one. Here's what it's best. Well, shout out to the birthday boy A1 Johnny here. He has been asking for this mode for 3 years now. Since the very first Guardian games, he's been asking for it.
The gods have spoken, Johnny.
There will be a mode in the Crucible where you get to fight class on class. It is a special version of Supremacy that will only be up for those 3 weeks. But say, for example, you're a hunter. You and 5 other hunters will face a team of all warlocks or all titans. Every guardian that falls will have a class-branded crest behind, and collecting those is the key to win each match, no matter if they were dropped by a defeated enemy or a comrade. So it's basically just Supremacy, but class-on-class warfare. I really, really, really like this.
I can't wait to just hear 5 golden guns just pop all of a sudden. And come on a corner and just get torched.
I'm actually really terrified to play this mode as a hunter because that means that there are potentially 5 Thunder Crashes or like
5 Nova Bombs.
5
God, dude.
5 what do you call them? What's the Threadling super? Needle Storms?
Needle Storm.
Oh yeah, 5 Needle Storms.
Storms.
Or just 5 wells and just unkillable.
See, no, you're not unkillable. I promise.
The first time I'm not ever going to say this, I think I'm going to be afraid of Warlocks more than Titans. Honestly,
if y'all start popping wells, I just want to let you know, Andre, that 1 Blade Barrage takes you out. So
that is true.
I saw people try to do that in Iron Banner, and GG's 4 of y'all died in a row. So
R.I.P. to the well.
Get fucked, nerds.
Yeah. Go next.
So I also like this whenever you when you're doing the strikes play. The strikes scoring is coming back like last year. The split playlist, the competitive, and
that's cool.
If you're looking to brag about high numbers when you're in the tower, your class item will show your score by changing color and will also glow in a unique way if your weekly score is higher than anyone else. I like shit like this because I'm kind of an asshole, so I really like this. I know that I'm not going to be the top, but I think it's really cool regardless. So big fan on that. The Guardian Games Cup thing is back. We have another event card.
Woo!
I absolutely hate the event card.
Can't wait to bust that open.
So the only thing that I'm pumped about, and why I will be doing every single challenge, is because we have the name of the Guardian Games title. It's the last of the events that we didn't have one for, and if you complete this one, you've completed the other 3, you get the Revelry title on top of that. The title is called Champ. So I am proud to announce I will be retiring my Undying title after almost 5 years. 4, 5 years? Jesus. I've had it since Shadowkeep came out. So
oh my lord.
I'm proud to announce I will be retiring Undying in favor of Champ.
Josh just wants to formally go as in the Discord Champ from now on. Hey, Champ, how's it going?
Chad is going to be my new name in the Discord.
Yeah.
little CC for the boys.
I might have to talk to Nerd and see if we can get a new fashion contest going for the Guardian Games. We haven't hosted one in a hot minute. We've had a whole season of new armor drops. Kind of want to get like your best like tracksuit looks. I kind of want to get that going, and Chad Champ. I want Chad Champ to be the special flare that you can get in the Discord.
I'm winning this one, boys. I'm winning this one.
Here we go.
Depends on
A1 Johnny, I'm coming for you, brother.
See, like best gun. Okay, cool.
If you've won
best shader.
If you've won in the past, you don't get to win again. So
ooh.
He if he does, he's gonna have to give up Ye freaking Ha, and he's not gonna do that. So
yeah,
it's amazing how when you throw in the best dressed award into a community of Destiny players, they're like, okay, hold on, I gotta bust out some really good shit.
Listen, nothing makes me feel better than winning best dressed these days. So
it's so funny, yet I just love it how everyone's like goes balls to the walls for best dressed award. I love it.
It's great. It's great. We have a bunch of topics from the community tonight that we're going to get to.
We have a plethora.
Plethora. It's a word.
It's a big word I've been throwing around lately. Make myself feel good.
I gotta get these pulled up. I gotta pull up Discord on the phone. Everyone, you guys know how it goes. You've been.
I have them.
I got it right here. I don't need no stinking help. All right. We are going to jump into we're going to jump into said questions first. But before we do that, I want to talk about these raid. I want to talk about raid weapons. We've had some requests to talk about raid weapons
Meat and
over the
potatoes.
past couple of weeks, and kind of feel like we've got a good group here to talk about them. So I want to take a survey of everyone. Andre, you said you have only gotten the auto rifle, so we're going to talk a lot about the auto. Rufus's is like one of the best weapons in the game. We're going to talk about that extensively.
Okay.
Fox, what is your favorite non-Rufus weapon that you've gotten from the raid? Non-Rufus, non-exotic.
Watch him just go silent for like an hour.
Well, I haven't even got the exotic because
but I figured
all these freaking Sherpas I'm doing that someone gets it that ain't me. I don't. So look, the grenade launcher it's all right. Regnant's better.
The grenade launcher is super underwhelming.
Yeah, the linear. I mean,
it's fine.
if we were still in a linear place, linears. It would be. I'm sure it'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic if we were still in a linear one. But I feel like at this point, Storm Chaser is better and easier to get.
Yeah. Let's see. There's the shotgun. The shotgun. I'd place that at number 3 for my top 3 weapons. If you get repulsor brace or just void perks on that, it's beautiful. The ball sack sidearm, Michael's Reverence or whatever the hell it's called. It's kind of mean in Crucible. It's all right, but my top 2 are Rufus's, obviously, and Acacia's Dejection. That trace rifle, if you get incandescent on it, it's just gorgeous, dude. I'd say it's, as far as legendaries, I'd say it's top 3 easily.
Yeah, I would say the only weapon that I'm really wanting to chase. So first of all, I haven't gotten the shotgun to drop at all, and I really want this shotgun.
What?
I want it really badly. Yeah,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I want it every time we do that first encounter. Now, granted, I have not raided a whole lot due to extenuating circumstances, which I've talked about, but I would really, really, really like to get the shotgun. But at the same time, I'm not as pressured to get the shotgun because Imperial Decree is so fucking good that I don't really feel like I have to go kill myself to get this shoddy. The sidearm and the trace rifle are the 2 I really want to focus on, I think. Because I have not gotten a roll on the trace rifle yet, and I'm really salty about it. I want this thing with target lock, and I believe you can get with incandescent too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I really, really want that. Somebody on our day 1 team, I think it was Joasis, got it with target lock, and I was just like, shut the fuck up. Just get away from me. Don't talk to me.
It's pretty... If you get it with incandescent target lock, it's pretty much Prometheus lens.
Yeah, it's a legendary Prometheus lens. Yeah, it's a legendary Prometheus lens. I really want to run that. I know John's really been enjoying it a lot. John and Ronnie have both been, running around showing that off. So
it's fun.
Fuck y'all. I really, really, really like Mikhail's Reverence. Mikhail's Reverence, the sidearm. I really like this. As a sidearm lover, I mean, yeah, it looks like a nutsack, but I still really like it. It's still fun. I don't know. I feel like I feel like you could make an argument that that's one of the better legendary sidearms, but there's so many good ones right now. Like we're living in a sidearm world right now. As far as legendary ones go, I mean, it's fine. I guess I've kind of gotten to a point where I don't really like using sidearms in that energy slot. Not that there aren't good ones, but it better be something really special like Devil's Ruin if I'm going to do it. That has alternate firing modes.
I don't think I've genuinely touched a sidearm since Devil's Ruin. I didn't go for Traveler's Chosen or.
I didn't go for Traveler's Chosen.
Okay, so briefly, I want to try Cryesthesia because I've heard it's gaining a lot of ground and people are sleeping on it. Final Warning I want to try, but yeah, just sidearms just are not it right now, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. I went through a whole period where that's basically all I wanted to run in PvP for a long while. We all make jokes about me being a Jotun guy, but let's see, I went with, oh god, what was the one from Season of Dawn? I always
Oh,
forget the name of it.
oh, dude, I still have it. Hold on. It was a void sidearm, wasn't it?
No, I think it was a primary.
Was it a primary?
I'm pretty sure it was a primary.
Where is it? Where is it?
Primary side.
I'm damn right. Here it is. Breach light.
Breachlight, that's what it was. Breachlight is what got me. That and Last Hope both came out in the same
Dude,
season.
yes.
So I
Oh my
always was
god.
running one of those with a ranged weapon in my other slot, and just filthy, absolutely filthy. Loved both of those. Still really salty that neither of those has been reintroduced to the game post. Um, oh, we're not going to sunset shit anymore. Of course, they were in the season right before that. One of my favorite weapon pools ever is Season of Dawn.
Yeah,
And of
dude,
course,
literally.
God,
Just bring it all back.
that fucking
All
scout
of it.
rifle. I used to run that scout rifle with Last Hope and my
Hell,
energy
yeah.
slot, and just chef's kiss.
Dude, even Steel Feather, just everything from Dawn.
Steel
The
Feather
rocket, the sniper, all the weapons, all of it.
Listen,
just
I
perfect.
fuck with Trophy Hunter. Okay, I
Dude,
still have my Trophy Hunter.
I still have both of them.
Yeah, I think I have my entire weapon suite. I still have like one for Martyr's Retribution. I still have
Yeah.
like one of each of the weapons from that. I digress.
Yep.
I digress. I love those. I really liked Peace Bond when stasis weapons started getting introduced. I used that a lot. I used the Iron Banner Suros sidearm.
Yeah.
Blanking on that one too. But anyways, I ran sidearms for a very long time, and then I just like didn't get one that I really fell in love with for a while. Brigand's Law kind of brought me back to sidearms last year.
That sidearm fucks.
That sidearm fucks, and absolutely with the. I mean, it's a nerf to Ikelos, but it's still really good. This is an awesome choice. The only reason that I put it down was because Ikelos was so dominant with Volt Shot. But I was running around. I was preaching the good word of Volt Shot during season of the pirates. I can't remember the name. Plunder. That's what it was. Season of the pirate hunting, and I was like, "Yo, this with Volt Shot is really fucking good. It's really good." I don't know who needs to hear this, but y'all need to be chasing this. There's no good weapons this season. Well, that and the scout rifle would really love a word with you because they were awesome. Go ahead.
Go on. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I think like Mikhail's Reverence kind of makes me feel the same way I did about those sidearms in the past. Like you can do some really cool things with them. I don't know how viable they're going to be in PvE. I still have a bit of a problem running sidearms in PvE right now. Unless they do something like Volt Shot. Incandescent, just like I like Drang, but I didn't get on the Drang train like everybody else because
Drang train.
Yeah, well, that was unintentional, but I didn't get on that with everyone else because I was so focused on Callus Mini Tool at the time. So I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of directions you can go. Mikhail's Reverence is really good. I have Mikhail's Reverence as my second favorite weapon out of this, and the only reason it's second and not third is because I haven't gotten the goddamn Trace Rifle. But those three, for me, are pretty far above the... Like, in order, I'd probably go Rufus's, Mikhail's, Trace Rifle, a Gap, Shotgun, another Gap, the Linear, and then all the way in the fucking bowels of grenade launchers is that heavy grenade launcher.
Yeah. I want that grenade launcher to be good, but it's just it doesn't have a place right now. I want it to be good,
but it's simply it's not going to be.
Well, they in the mid-season patch they kind of did some stuff with the grenade launchers, not a whole lot, but just like minor stuff, I think. But the trace rifles, they definitely played with trace rifles in mid-season patch.
So we're going to talk a little bit more about trace rifles in a few minutes, but let's talk about Rufus's for a second. Because on day one, this emerged as like the weapon that you had to have if you got out here. I know everybody was really excited as we were getting the trace rifle and the shotguns. Like those were the two that our group in particular, Fox, was really excited about. But man, I got that auto rifle. I don't think first off, it hasn't left my inventory. I have unequipped it, but not for much. Yeah. It's really, really good, and I don't even have what you would call a god roll on it. I was lucky enough on my very first drop to get Hatchling. I got Hatchling Thresh, which I like in modes like Momentum Control. I really enjoy that. I even really like it in raids because it means I'm constantly going and going and going and going and going with my supers. But I don't know, it could be worse.
Yeah, like when I did, excuse me, when I did my run, I was cursed and got a whole bunch of armor. But the only weapon I did get was Rufus's Fury, and I have Corkscrew, Extended Mag, Reconstruction, and Adrenaline Junkie. And I was like, oh, that's not that good. And then I kind of went into like casual like stuff, like Night Falls and all that jazz, and I was like, hold up. This thing might actually be good.
It's very good. It's a 720, so it's a strand version of it's a better Chroma Rush is what it is.
Essentially, yes.
Chroma Rush with better perks. And Auto Rifles just got the big buff last week with the mid-season patch. So it took an already really, really good gun. If Immortal was not in the game, this gun would be the talk of the town.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, easily.
If you like, we were talking, we were just bullshitting before the pod started. I'm basically running a Strand Suite business right now, and it's fucking beautiful. I have it's fucking crazy. I crafted it. It's got, hold on, let me pull it up. I've got extended mag, backup mag, and reconstruction on it. And it's not even the upgraded version of reconstruction. And I'm running around with 177 bullets, and it's reloading over time. So altogether, I'm shooting about $190 right now. And then when I get the enhanced version of reconstruction, I'll probably be running over 200 bullets in just a standard ass auto rifle.
Yeah, like I said my roll, and Fox was like, hold my beer for a second. And
hold my beer.
And I was like, all right, dude, thanks. I'm just going to go cry in a corner now because I don't have a fucking 90 in my magazine ready to kill.
This gun fucks.
I think it's a really good gun. I don't think there's many bad rolls on this gun at all. There are some that are obviously going to be better than others, but it's not like Immortal, where like Immortal is like it's fine, but unless you get the absolute god roll, and dealer's kind of pointing this at me because unless you get the absolute god roll, he's like, I think you should probably run Ikelos, or you can run Ikelos, or you can run Rufus's instead. And just the thing about Immortal is how fast it fires, right? That's why people want, like, you want it for that. You want it with target lock, and I don't know. I love Rufus's. Rufus's is fun. Ronnie asked us a question Saint asked us a question of what weapons do we want to chase from the raid, and I mean, I think that we just answered that. I think Rufus's and the trace rifle are the two far and away ones we want to chase. I think the sidearm is bad, but if you already have like Hero's Burden, that's the name of the sidearm I was trying to think of. If you have a good Hero's Burden from a few seasons ago, I don't know if there's as much of a need to go get this. It's still really good. I like the perk rolls on it. If you crafted a Drang last year, I think Drang is still better than it personally. But Saint asked us, he goes, what weapons are you going for in the new raid? We just answered that. What rolls do you want? I think we've already done that. And, what gun roll is your favorite? I did get to craft Rufus's the last time I did the raid, and I really need to work on leveling it up. Because it's so hard to put down the hatchling roll that I have in favor of running one with like target lock, and I think it's target lock Thresh is what the crafted one I have right now is running. It's only like level 3 or 4. I really, really, really want to get a good one of that, and then obviously target lock incandescent on the trace. What about you guys? What are y'all chasing? I would have the shoddy probably in third for me in terms of what I want to craft, but Imperial Decree crafted is just so fucking good right now.
I mean, if I could chase something, excuse me, I would probably chase the trace rifle with target lock and incan, and then just call it a day.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, that's probably because lately I've just been really enjoying traces. Like Wave Splitter, Prometheus. So if I could get that one with target lock and incan, I would just be kind of sitting pretty. Yeah. Personally.
I'm able to craft both Rufuses and Acacias right now.
You've done a
I
lot more
have.
ones than either one of us. So
Well, yeah.
Gun to your head, you have to only craft one. Which one?
Rufus.
Oh wow, you
Rufus,
didn't even
Rufus,
think about that.
it's not even a
Holy,
question.
It's not even a question.
that's fair.
Rufus isn't just the best auto rifle in the game. It's arguably the best primary in the game right now, non-exotic primary. It's arguably the best.
Hot take, but I'm here for
I
it.
don't even think it's a hot take.
No, that's fact, brother. That's
It's that fucking good.
Oh damn. Okay.
One of the best primaries in the last like couple years of the game, and certainly the best strand weapon to date. Not even a question on that one.
That's yeah.
On God, no cap.
That's a bit of a hot. I think that's probably a bit of a hot take.
No cap.
Only because the God Roll Immortal exists, you can make an argument. But I think that's really only like hot shit in PvP, like more than anything. I think that if you're running PvE and PvP, Rufus is the best like clear-cut choice for any game mode. Just like as a sum of its parts, I just it's got the range, it's got the firepower, it's got the perks.
I actually think the best strand gun is Final Warning. Josh, what do you have to say to that?
God, they put it in the easiest raid though, which is nice because it's so accessible for for players. Then the only thing is you have to do the only 2 challenging encounters in order to get it. So not even like challenging, you have to do the only challenging encounter, and then you just like have to have your timing down on Nezzy. But that's the only way you're getting this gun to drop. Much to Ronnie's chagrin, that's the only way you're going to get it. So I don't know. It's just such a good weapon. It's such a good fucking gun. I mean,
it speaks for itself.
I feel the way about this gun that I did about Chroma Rush when I first got it. Like, this gun's fucking special. It got me back to using auto rifles. Because I didn't really get an auto rifle outside. Well, I mean, Sweet Sorrow was really fucking good last year. It was really fucking good. I still really like that gun for an arc primary. I really like that, or arc secondary, I guess I should say. I really, really, really like Sweet Sorrow. Then I mean, that's also a 720.
Sweet Sorrow. I swear I have.
It's the
auto
from Season of the Risen.
Yeah.
My only complaint about that gun, because I used it a lot in the first 2 seasons, I had to take it off because it doesn't have Volt Shot. If it had Volt Shot, then I don't know if I run Ikelos. Truly. I truly don't know if I run Ikelos.
Yeah, and Sweet Sorrow is too new for them to go back and change the perk pool on it.
If we do get a repass on those, it would have to be like, oh, you can craft them now with new perks and this and that. Like, and it was a craftable weapon.
Well,
already.
Actually,
with crafting, I feel like they could update it, but I just don't think that they will, personally.
Yeah.
I think it would be a little silly for them to do that.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. It's very possible they could come out and be like, hey, yeah, we did this. I wouldn't be upset.
It's possible, but I just don't think that they will.
Yeah, I really doubt it.
What was I going to say? I think that about does it. I think we all pretty consensually we want Rufuses. So
Rufuses or nothing.
Yeah. Rufus trace rifles or nothing, basically. Yeah, but surprisingly decent weapon pool for such an easy raid. I was actually really happy with this, and it wasn't all strand weapons either, because that was one of the things coming out of Deepstone Crypt. We didn't have any stasis weapons in the game except for Salvation's Crypt, and we were like, why wouldn't you give us stasis weapons in this? Like, especially like the lore behind the Deepstone Crypt makes you wonder that too. But we got a schedule to keep on. We got to keep going. We gotta keep on moving. Going through more of our questions thread. Tiger Jesus asked us, what is a god roll you chased that turned out it wasn't as good as you thought it would be? Fucking Wendigo.
Yeah. Really? I thought that thing was the B's and E's.
Let me fucking tell you about this gun, okay?
Oh no, what have I
done? I finally got it the last week, okay? I finally got it with a decent roll, and it immediately, Regnant was better. Immediately.
Oh, actual? Wow, that's...
I'm so frustrated. Like, Wendigo... everybody hyped it to high hell and like, oh, with the grenade launcher buff next season, it's gonna be so good. We're prepping in advance. Dog water. Fucking dog water. The non-crafted Regnant is better than this gun.
Ouch.
It's better. What do you guys got for this? It can be new, it can be old, it can be whatever.
Well, I got one. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Forgiveness, the trial sidearm.
Yeah, forgiveness was
Yeah.
great to begin with, and then yeah.
I was hoping the God roll would like kick it up a notch, and then I got it, and I was like, well, at least I have it, so I'm here.
Yeah, it's kind of my general attitude, I would say as well.
Because listening to you talk about sidearms so much, I got really accustomed to being like, oh, I wonder why he talks about them so much. So I started to use them, and then when I heard this one, I think we talked about it, and I was like, yo, this sidearm is so good, blah blah blah. And then I got it, and I was like, oh
No,
man,
no.
yeah, I was like, well, well, at least I have it, so at least we're here. But yeah, that's one that I was like, oh man,
At least we're here.
at
Fox,
least
you got one for me, Fox?
I've got like kind of two interesting ones. So the first one is kind of an older one. Igneous Hammer.
damn. Okay.
Igneous Hammer.
Yeah,
I
talk about a gun that was like hyped up as hot shit and then just completely kind of disappeared off the face of the earth.
It didn't fucking do it for me, man. I didn't do it. Like,
Okay.
I was getting shit on by it, and I got it, and like it's poo. It's dog, dude. And
Dog water. It's dog water.
Fucking dog water.
One that used to be like super insane, like nuts off the wall. Everyone was using it, and now is like just like not even worth even attempting. Probably it's because of the game mode it's tied to. Trust. It fell off hard. Especially when
what's the hype around that gun?
Okay, so in Forsaken, Trust was like
be the best legendary hand.
Dude, it used to like that gun used to hit hard.
Okay.
Like you were using Trust or Malfeasance, or you weren't doing shit, dude. Now Trust is just it's not it.
Now you don't trust it?
No.
I hate you so much. I hate everything about what you just did here.
No.
Woo! I'm here all week, baby.
Yeah, it's just not good.
Yeah, I've heard varying things about Trust. I have not seen people running it nearly as much, and feel bad for anybody who's grinding out hard for it. Saint also asked us if you had to delete any of your Guardians, which one would it be? It'd be my Titan in a fucking heartbeat. In a fucking heartbeat, I'd delete my Titan.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Like in a heartbeat, I'd delete my Titan. First off, I don't play my Titan that much, so it makes it a little.
My
easier.
Titan, yeah, same.
Second off, like I just like the bit that I do use my Warlock. I think there's too much utility there for me to get rid of it, and I'm a Hunter main. So what else? What does that leave me with? I can't choose to delete the Shipmaster. The game already did that for me.
Yeah.
No kidding. Yeah, probably my Titan, because I started D2 as a Hunter, and then I went to Warlock because in D1 I mained that, so then I just went back to it in here, and then Titan I was bored, and now I'm like, well, I got nothing better to do, so let's just see how this goes. So it'd probably be my Titan.
Yeah. So Fox, what about you?
Look, I'm a Hunter, man. I've been playing on my Titan, and I'm actually kind of liking it. But I know
there's valid stuff to each of them.
I know that Warlocks have more utility than Titans right now. So based on fun, I delete my Warlock. Based on utility, I delete my Titan.
We can look, Fox. We can be fun, okay? Hang out with me for a day, and we'll have some fun. All right.
Let's hang out. Let's hang out.
I will give you my bond, and you give me a cape, and we'll just trade places for a day.
Let's go shit on some kids in the Crucible. Yeah.
Joe Aces asks us, question for the degenerate gamblers. What will Xur have this week? His guess is Hellfire Heart, Gwizin Vest, Chromatic Fire, and Cerberus +1. Man, listen, I can't even begin to answer this. I don't know.
I prayed
for everyone.
I pray to Jesus he has necrotic grips because I don't have them, and I feel ashamed. I know, but I want him to, and I feel ashamed because I'm a warlock. I don't have them, and I want them.
You have to go do those Legend Lost sectors, buddy. That's the only way you're getting it.
Oh no, actually,
Vex Strike Force.
No, I spent like 3 days trying to track the timing on this, and it seems like it's every hour and a half, roughly, unless the day coincides where terminal overload is in the same zone as the Vex incursion. Then it will it'll vary to 4 to 5 hours on there.
That is so detailed.
It guarantees 100% an exotic you do not have. An exotic armor piece you do not have. It is guaranteed.
I'm still really frustrated about it because I've only encountered this 3 different times. The very first time I encountered it, it was right after Lightfall came out. So we had so many Guardians there. It was the Vex incursion zone at the same time. So we got it like right after one of the events or something. And so we got that, but the other 2 times I've encountered it, there hasn't been anybody else there with me. So
lame.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough, buddy.
I'm really frustrated. They need to let you load into it. That's probably my major gripe.
Do you know how to know when it's coming?
Yeah, it shows up on the director.
Yeah, it shows up as a normal public event. Usually you'd just be like, oh, whatever, it's a public event.
Yeah.
You've got to pay attention to that. But yeah, anyway, digress.
Yeah, no, just infinitely frustrated with that one.
I got Ronnie and Joe through it.
If you have friends who are like loading in and stuff and can be like, oh, our instance has it, and there's several of us here, then like have people just join on you. Great. Yeah. But other than that, it's real frustrating to me.
But when I see you guys on, I'll definitely
thank you because.
But anyway, Zur.
Yeah.
Digress. Two-tailed fox.
Okay.
Fuck it. Lucky raspberry.
Ugh.
Lucky raspberry.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky raspberry.
Claws of Ahamkara.
Okay.
And for Titans, Armamentarium.
It's funny you say that because I was thinking that. I'm like, I want him to say Armamentarium because I kind of want that.
Armamentarium. Yeah, that's it, Joe. $5, brother. $5.
Joe, if Fox calls it, I want you to pay up because that would be wild.
That'd be great. We have a couple more questions to get to. We have Aaron asking us, what is one old Nightfall you'd like to see brought back but updated into the current game storyline? I think for me it's Savathun's song.
Yeah. That was nightmare fuel for sure.
Not just that, but like I mean, we basically know at this point we're going to Titan next season. I would really like to see Savathun's song come back. I feel like it didn't have too much to do in the storyline to begin with, so you could pretty easily give it a place now. It would have to be that. I could see an interesting twist on like the Pyramidion if you were to bring it back.
From Io?
Yeah. Now that Asher's part of the Vex network, I think you could actually make that really interesting. But then again, you fight Brachion in the Vex mission, so I don't know.
I still have nightmares of what
we did, Josh. I've got a hot take on this.
Hit me.
Will of the Thousands.
I don't think that's too hot of a take. I think it's
very, very possible.
But
the
intro area for it's already there, so
yeah. Or this is an even hotter take because it's not a D2 strike. Blighted Chalice.
That's the one on the moon, right?
That's the one on the moon with the Bubblehead. Yeah, Malak. Very hot take. I'd love to see that. It's my favorite strike in D1.
That entire area is in it. There's nothing from that strike that's not in the game already.
And I believe there's literally only 2 strikes on 2. Is there 2 strikes?
Here's a minor gripe I have. We have these returning destinations like the moon and the Cosmodrome, and we don't have all the strikes in them, and that really bothers me. to like an unnatural degree, because when they said, "Oh, the moon's coming back," I was like, "Oh, well, we got we're getting the Cosmodrome back too. Like maybe they'll give us some of these moon strikes, you know?"
Mm-hmm.
No, no. I think you could have pretty easily given us the Tannic Strike, the Fogoth Strike. I mean, the Tannic Strike is literally everything is in there. Everything is in there from the Tannic Strike.
Mm-hmm.
For when you do
Yeah, but
when you do the
I
Night
think
of Tannics. Like
I think Bungie's over Tannix.
I think so too, but
TBH.
this is just like me like talking out loud here. Like when you put entire environments from these strikes in, they're literally their start to finish. Like the Fogoth strike is literally their start to finish, except for the room the Fogoth is in.
Yeah,
Like there's no reason why these couldn't just be in there.
That makes sense.
I can't imagine that adds too much, and that adds more into the rotation. Like, can you imagine doing Fogoth as a fucking GM?
Yeah,
I can, and it's terrifying.
I don't want to, but I can.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it either. I just think about how we all had to go do the Thorn Strike like 2 weeks into Destiny 1, and we were like, what the fuck is this? This is the hardest shit I've ever done.
Hold up.
But yeah, that's my hot take. Is
I think that's a good take, though. I think Blighted Chalice and Will of the Thousands are both good takes because they were both.
I think we could very well see Will of the Thousands next season. There is a very good chance.
Yeah, with it being, I mean, Season of the Deep. I mean, and that's the only Worm God that we've technically fought. So
yeah,
I could see it being back in there. I don't know if they'll.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they should. I mean, they've brought back so much of the Futurescape already that you could do that.
Actually, I'm almost positive the entirety of that strike is, except for the final area, I'm pretty sure the entirety of that strike is there.
No, you drive off a different way.
Do you?
Yeah, you drive off a different way.
Oh, yeah, because you go. I think you go.
You go to the left. You take the mountain pass.
You go to the left. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, and again, like I'm talking out of my ass here. I don't know how we talked about engines earlier. I don't know how hard it would be. They've said in the past that when they bring content from D1 over and they have to rebuild it, it's essentially like making a brand new strike. I would almost rather just get new shit at this point. Like we know they're updating the two of the Nessus strikes. I would rather get new stuff at this point. Like I like D1 a lot, and I'm still holding out hope that Goliath, codename Goliath that we've heard about, is going to be the remaining D1 content brought over. But unless it explicitly makes sense in the terms of, that's why I think Blighted Chalice is like probably not going to happen. They just seem to have they seem to abandon the DLC locations after said DLC comes out.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, everything happens on Earth and on fucking Nessus. I think
why Nessus? Get the fuck out.
I have no idea. At a certain point, I think that you are going to have to bring back some of this older content because it does fit in the overarching storyline. Like if IO were to come back, if Titan and I were to come back, there's no reason that Savathun's song and the Pyramidian strikes, at the very least, should not be back with them. There's no reason.
Easily.
And I would even argue that the Taken strike that you do that was only there for like a year for us non-PlayStation players. On IO probably should also be a part of it because it's the storyline of that strike is Savathun trying to take control of the Taken. Yeah. So like that fits into the overarching story of like, leading up to the Witch Queen and things like that. But there comes a time where I think I'd rather just get new content. Like if it was a D2 thing already, it just needs to come back. It needs to be in the game for good once they decide they're done making this iteration of D2. But D1 content, I'm kind of okay with leaving behind. I'm kind of okay with it. I did like several of those strikes. I have very fond memories of several. I mean, Archon Priest. I have very fond memories of the Archon Priest. Yeah. That's where I got my galley from. My second ever Nightfall, I got galley out of that. So I have like really, really fond memories of that. Everybody loves Devil's Lair. Like Devil's Lair being back was like just such a nostalgia hit for me. But I'm kind of okay with leaving the rest of them behind. I don't know. I'd rather get new content right now and then give us this in a content drought. Bring back Destiny 1 shit. So, but moving right along. We do have a couple more questions to get to, guys. We have a couple from the birthday boy himself.
Heyo.
From A1 Johnny. This one's for Andre.
Oh, hold up.
Who do you think should be canceled harder? Corey for his takes on God of War or Fox for his takes on Adam Sandler?
Oh, God.
What's Corey's take on God of War?
He thinks they're overrated. He doesn't think that God of War 2018 or Ragnarok were that good.
Hot take. Corey's overrated.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Conversation over.
Wow.
I'm kidding, Corey. I love you, but you're wrong.
I'm gonna go with the God of War takes on this one, even though this is a question directed at Andre.
Yeah, Corey, listen, I love you, and from a dad to a dad, you gotta go. You gotta go. Time out.
To a dad.
From a dad to a dad, go in the corner and have a timeout there, bud. You gotta go. Those were great games. Great games.
Unbelievable.
You can wear the timeout hat too, as well. It's a giant cone one.
Yeah. Fucking dunce hat.
I fucking believe this.
I love you, Corey. I love you.
Okay, we're gonna keep moving. John had a lore tab request for as a birthday request, any lore reading on a trace rifle, and I've got one that I think fits for us. So we're gonna do that during Lore Corner. Saint asked us a non-Destiny question. God forbid if a house fire were to happen, what 3 things are you grabbing? I have been in this situation. So,
oh my god! Oh my goodness!
So I should preface this by saying that it was not actually a house fire, but it was definitely a false alarm. I live in an apartment building, and if you guys have been listening since the beginning, you've probably heard me tell this story because it was towards the beginning of Tower Casuals. It was shortly after Beyond Light came out. We got a horrible winter storm in Texas. The temperatures were below freezing for like 8 or 9 days in a row. Well, on like day 7, at 2:30 in the morning, all of a sudden the fire alarm starts going off. That is the scariest sound in the world to wake up to. Because it was for my whole building. It wasn't just in my apartment. So I woke up. I have never been more awake in my life waking up. Woke up, threw on pants, started looking for my cat. Cat dives under the bed. I was like, okay, hang on a second. Grabbed my backpack, which happened to be sitting on the kitchen table, threw my laptop and the expandable file that we keep like our most important papers in, shoved that into my backpack, got a blanket, and my cat's trying to claw me. Like I had scrape marks on my arms for weeks, trying to grab my cat because he's clawing me to death. The sound is scaring him naturally.
He's probably terrified. You're terrified.
I don't have my cat carrier. My cat's carrier is in the garage, which is down the hall from me. My garage was not connected to my apartment. So I scoop him up, grab my backpack, couldn't find my shoes, so I just kicked on my I have isotoners that I wear everywhere. So my girlfriend calls them my OJ slippers. Oh, geez. So I throw on my OJ slippers, grab my cat, and then my expandable file folder that has the rest of our important papers is sitting under my desk, which is right at the door. So I grab that, go down, throw my cat and everything into the car, grab the carrier, shoved them into the carrier. Fire alarms are still going off. Backed my car out into the snow, and then at that point I was like, okay, my car is out. My car is backed out into a parking space. There happened to be one right behind me, so it's away from the building. My cat is there. My laptop, which has like work stuff on it, is there, and all my important papers are there. Okay, fine. So I got out, and me and a neighbor started like walking the building with flashlights, trying to see if we could see smoke from anywhere, and we couldn't. We're like, okay, thank God, it's a false alarm. It's a false alarm, but it's still going off, and it's super loud. Fire department shows up. Okay, it's false alarm. Y'all can go to bed now. 2 nights later, it happens again. Only this time, it is snowing. The wind chill is -7, and it is windy as all hell outside. Same thing happened, and my cat was like, oh no, here we go again. I had the carrier this time, so he got shoved in, and I just like hadn't unpacked anything, so I just did the same thing. So I have been in this situation before, and it is the most terrifying thing in the world. That is what I would say. So my cat, my important papers, my laptop. That's what goes.
Okay, for in my situation, is my family all out as well?
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel like pets and family like shouldn't even be an answer because no, we're not going to we're not sacrificing little Timmy because we got to carry a laptop instead.
Fair enough. Okay, so if my family and 2 cats are out, I'm coming back inside for my camera.
Yep.
Damn, this is hard.
Well, I mean that's your livelihood. So
yeah, right. So my camera bag because it has all my stuff in it. So my camera bag. Fuck, this is a really tough question because now I'm like looking around my room.
Yeah, what do you value the most? Where are the 3 objects you value the most?
My Princess Leia Funko Pop signed by Carrie Fisher.
Oh my god.
Fair.
Camera bag, Funko, and damn. This is a question. Woof. No, I can't say that. Fuck, I don't know. Fox, you go. I'll try to think of a third one.
I'd grab my PC, not the monitor and shit, but like the big PC. I'd put that on the bottom. Probably my PS5 and I don't know, probably like a snack or some shit to eat while I wait on the fucking fire department.
Okay,
to be
so
honest.
like
This man grabs a granola bar.
Listen,
Honestly.
like, no shit. Once I didn't see any smoke, I did walk back into my garage and pick up a Gatorade and then go back and sit in my... Because, I mean, it's like 5 degrees outside, so I went and sat in my car. I had the heat going, and people are just staring at me. I had my car running, and I'm just sitting in my car with the heat on. I was like, fuck it.
Okay.
I was like, if you want to come sit in my car, I have a crying cat in there who's furious, but you're more than welcome to.
You're more than welcome to come sit. My third thing would probably be the PC. Just not the monitor, but just like
That's
just
fair.
yank.
Build up just the PC.
Yeah, yank all the cables out. Just
I'll crop my files. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not gonna lie. I almost went back in because I mean we didn't have a whole lot of money at the time. I almost went back in and picked up my Series X because it was like 2 months after it had released, and I was like,
Oh my god,
that is a $500 investment. But I didn't want to be that guy, so I was like, no. Once I saw there was like no visible smoke, though, I was like, okay. Now the second night, I do know what triggered that. That was 100% somebody was cooking. They were drunk in their apartment and cooking, and then they opened their hallway door, and all the smoke went rushing out. So instead of just their smoke alarm went off, smoke went rushing out into the hallway and triggered the fire alarms.
Solid. That's a great idea.
The police and the fire department were very upset with them.
I assume words were exchanged.
Words were exchanged about the smell that was emanating from the coincidentally the apartment directly above my garage. So that was fun. Anyways, enough about things possibly burning because I still live in an apartment and it scares me. Ron asks, what are some of your worst experiences in any gameplay mode that makes a better story now but absolutely sucked while going through it at the time?
In Destiny or anything?
I'm gonna say in Destiny.
Oh, okay. Because I
had to go with anything, but we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it to just Destiny. We are running low on time, so.
So sorry. Say the question again.
What are some of your what's your worst experience in any gameplay mode that makes a better story now but sucked while you were going through it? So like, what's something you can look back and laugh on now but was absolutely awful when you were doing it?
Okay, so D1 doing the Crota raid, the part where you jump down and it's never-ending thralls just coming at you, and you have to like navigate the torches. Terrified me. Terrified me. Imagine, but now I'm like, heh. But yeah, terrified the shit out of me.
Imagine doing the Crota darkness walk legit.
Fuck that, dude.
Imagine not jumping up onto the cliff.
God.
All right. Well,
Couldn't be me.
Yeah. Imagine not doing it legit, nerd.
Fox, you got a bad experience for us that's funny now?
I don't know. Curse of Osiris, period.
Wow.
I'm just leave it there.
This dude just got a whole expansion.
Look. I love Osiris. I looking back on it, it's quite the opposite, actually. I loved it. I loved Curse of Osiris.
Hate mail to Luke Smith. Confirmed.
I loved Curse of Osiris, actually. But looking back on it now, I know that it was bad.
Man. This actually is kind of hard to answer. I don't know that I've ever had a truly like awful experience. Oh, no, I've got one. My only Garden of Salvation clear.
Oh my goodness.
14 hours across 2 days. And about 10 of those were spent at the final boss with a British guy who wanted us to... Oi, are we going to use the Witherhoard strat? We're going to use the Witherhoard?
Even though it only worked on fucking PC, dude.
It only worked on fucking PC, and of course, we're all on console, and we were trying to explain that to him. Anyways,
Oh my god.
I digress. So this guy is shooting fucking Wither Horde at the bottom. It was very annoying. And then the second day, we just spent purely at the boss without the British man, and failed at it again to the point where I had already. So if you don't know about Divinity, when you load in to get Divinity, you have to do it all in one run, one sitting. You cannot leave and come back.
I love Guard of Salvation.
Man, we had to backtrack all the way. It's the only time I've ever used my Titan in a raid because I had to have it to Thunder Crash up to the top of the big jump you do.
Why jump when you can crash?
Well, it's the only way you could get back up. There were no ledges on the way. You had to Thunder Crash up. So we did that, got all the way back, did all the puzzles again, and then still fell short. And everybody left, and my buddy and I were like, fuck it, we are not missing out on this again. And I feel bad because some of the guys who were in there are definitely like members of the Discord now. I'm sorry I waited until y'all got off and then I went and found an LFG, but I was not sacrificing that checkpoint again, even if it was 3 o'clock in the morning. And we did it.
This man's committed.
We did it on the first. We did it on the first LFG.
Fuck it. Okay, so 2 raid experiences, just briefly.
Yes.
My day one, fucking Deep Stone Crypt. I never want to fucking. We were stuck on Atrax for 18 hours.
I gave.
Dude, we got to Atrax in like an hour.
Yeah.
And we were there for 18 hours. Dude, I couldn't do. I wanted to blow my fucking brains out. And then Wrath of the Machine. It wasn't even my first clear on Wrath of the Machine. We were in there for 12 hours in the final boss room. Like, dude, I couldn't see any more red, or else I was gonna like die.
Experience, and it is Wrath of the Machine. It's to this day, it's the only raid that I've never gotten to technical clear on. But we were doing it, and I wanted to get it done because I had sat out most of Rise of Iron, and I wanted to get it done before D2 came out. It's the night before Destiny 2 comes out. We're doing it, and my girlfriend raided with us because she played more Destiny than I did at the time, believe it or not. So it's me, her, one of my best friends, a guy that he usually raided with, and then our last member was my girlfriend's sister, who does not raid at all. She played Destiny, but didn't have like good loadouts or anything. So we told her only job was to do ad clear around one specific plate at Axis, and that was to keep my buddy, who was our best player, safe. And you are to shoot anything that he is not shooting at, basically, and to drop bubbles when he calls for them. We get all the way up to it. We're doing it. She went down so many times. She went down so many times that we kept trying to res her. Finally, we left her dead because we were doing better with just 5 of us. Atrax has like a pube of health left. Okay, it is like microscopic. You can't even see it. The final ball, if it would have hit him, we would have gone into DPS. He would have been enraged, but like literally one rocket would have killed this guy, if not like a couple shots from primary. My girlfriend shanks the ball straight into the pit. He enrages, kills us all. Our clan for the next 4 years was called the Wrong Direction Pirates after that.
God.
I still look back on that. I was so mad. I just turned the Xbox off. I was like, well, that's my last memory of D1 is not getting this raid done. Great. Damn. I was so upset because it's right before reset. And I was like, what we had gone through just to get there, I was so mad. So to this day, I have not played games with her since.
You know what? When Wrath of the Machine comes back, get the old team back together, give the old college try, Josh. I believe in it.
Give her the old 1-2.
Yeah. At least 2 of those people don't play Destiny anymore. My girlfriend hasn't played since Shadowkeep's campaign came out. Her sister is not allowed to play Destiny with us anymore, nor has she played since Forsaken. So, no, I'm going to pass on that. I'm absolutely going to, respectfully, I'm going to pass.
Josh is like, no, I don't want to do it.
I think if we go into this next raid with our same day one team, I think we'll be fine.
We do it with the same day one team, absolutely.
Someone should just shank the ball on purpose.
We have one final question, and it's from Jiggly Panda. Jiggly Panda goes, if you could make a game set in the Destiny franchise but not an FPS, what would you want it to be? It can be based off events we've seen or read, or it can be new stuff. I
I
would,
just
I want an RTS, like not even an RTS. I would even take a tactical shooter like Gears Tactics set during the Battle of Twilight Gap.
I want a Sims-like game where I'm just the sweeper bot.
I hate you. I hate absolutely everything about you.
No, you don't.
Fox, hit me. What would you take?
Uh, probably a choice-based game.
Ooh, okay.
So
Talk to me.
you want, like a visual novel. You want something
In
like
in terms of like, oh, what was that? Detroit. Detroit Become Human. In terms of that,
with 100% less racism. Yes.
well, obviously. Well, it depends what time period.
No, that's a racist
Hold on.
ass game.
Destiny.
That's a racist game.
Well, no, like Fallen Cabal, kind of.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could get down. I could get down with that.
I feel like that would be very, very cool.
I think I'd want it to be more like something from like Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't want like an RPG. I think that would be really silly.
No.
I don't think it would really work for them.
A turn-based game, like say Fire Emblem or like Persona, something like that.
No,
No?
I
Okay.
I don't think that those would work. I mean, so many elements of like Fire Emblem, for example, are already in something like Gears Tactics.
Oh, fair
when we
enough.
talk about like a tactical shooter, it's grid based. So, um, I think something like that would be really fun, like set during like Twilight Gap or the Dark Ages or something like that. Like even something that follows like Shaxx's journey, I think could be really cool like that. Um, I don't really know what else you would do. Like, not that there aren't games to be done. Like we've talked extensively about there being like, oh, an arena shooter or something like that, but that falls underneath FPS.
Yeah,
I think
right.
if you were going to do anything, it would still be a shooter of some kind, but it would be like tactical. I want to see something that's like Fox said. I want it to be like fully voice acted when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know how like feasible that would be now. I mean, even something like covering the Reef Wars would be really interesting. Like if you played as an awoken paladin during it, like no light and dark powers, like you're like an awoken sniper doing it. Like that could
Oh,
be
that'd
really
be
cool.
sick. Yeah.
Give me you guys ever played Sniper Elite?
Yes.
I've never played it, but I've seen it been
Give me a
played.
Devrim K spinoff, Sniper Elite.
Oh, holy,
Yeah.
that's it.
I'm joking, but I would still play it.
I try it just because it's Devrim.
All
Duck
right.
Hunt, but with Shanks.
Okay, there it is. There's the game we all need.
That's going to do it for our questions tonight. And simply because we are like really running out of time, I'm going to save our mid-season weapon poll for next week to give a few more responses to it. Because we're going to do Lore Corner and get out of here. We are
Lore
we've been
Corner.
on for close to 2 hours, so we gotta get a move on.
We have the boogie.
Tonight's Lore Corner is going to be a trace rifle as requested by A1 Johnny. I have a little bit more lore for the season that I want to save for us, and fingers crossed there's another Guardian bookie that we get to read about in a few weeks. But I figured we shared some memories about Divinity. Let's talk about Divinity tonight.
Good old Big Div.
I feel like we did this years ago, but it's been long enough that if we have done it, I feel like redoing it. Calibrate reality, seek inevitability, embody divinity. Lisbon 13 looked back towards where they'd left Yard Arm 4. Separating the team always felt wrong, but Rakana felt the need to have interrupted time to confer with the senior Sybil, and if the Vex had detected their crash landing in the Black Garden, Yard Arm 4 would give them that time. You'll have to move quickly, the Sybil said to Rakana. Lisbon 13 shared her secret channel. Rakana trusted him. The Vanguard have discovered that our order persists as Osiris predicted. They'll send a fire team after us then, and after any cryptocrons they learn of. But since your path is more dangerous than most, the Circle has foreseen many fire teams following in your footsteps. You can find the knowledge the Order seeks at the tree. Can, not will. For the first time, Rakana sounded concerned. The Circle has limited success in piercing the veil, hint, hint, that surrounds the Black Garden, so the Order offers no certainties. They say that a group of Guardians will discover secrets about the origin of the Black Garden at the tree. The Automatic Circle foresees no reason why it would not be the Kentrak 3. Nor can I, but there is another thread in the tapestry, entwined with this one. The Vex or some fractal faction of them worship or honor a divinity there. The Black Heart, it was destroyed. Yes, but this is something different. An object. Something like a sacred relic. It is important to the Vex for reasons we have not yet fathomed. The Circle has determined that it is dangerous. A Vex weapon? Perhaps. The Sibyl sounded annoyed at the interruption. Rakana, the Circle concluded that it is a danger to you. To me, but then why send me on this mission? When the Circle dreamed of the object, you were beside it. All right, we'll see what fate we find ourselves in, Sibyl. Rakana paused a long while. I don't know that we'll see each other again. The veil around the Black Garden, the influence of the Vex, they make such matters difficult to know. I choose to believe we'll meet again. Then I won't say goodbye, Rakana said and closed the channel. Rakana stood, eyes closed for a time. Lisbon 13 waited. Lisbon, when we find it, she said, opening her eyes, you should carry it. This object? This divinity? I can think of no one whom I'd trust more with it than you. So the whole reason why I wanted to read this, first off, we've been talking about Garden of Salvation a lot, but I want to focus on a specific phrase here. The veil. The veil is mentioned a couple of times here. Okay. And knowing what we know now, I think this was like innocuous when when you first read this. But now knowing what we know about the veil and about the secret quest that takes us back to the Black Garden at the end of Lightfall, I think this is really, really fascinating to talk about because the Vex are clearly more entwined with the Witness's plan and with the veil than we quite understand. And I think this will be something that unravels itself throughout the year. But you look at some of the verbiage here, right? And specifically, they talk about the object, the Vex weapon, the divinity as we know it now. But the veil around the Black Garden, the influence of the Vex, they make such matters difficult to know. I think that means that like the garden, we still don't quite know where the garden exists, but it feels like it's outside of space and time because the Vex likely exist. Well, not likely. They do exist out of space and time. We've seen that with the numerous realities we had to go kill the Undying Mind in. And I think that this is kind of fascinating, and this may give us a bit of an insight into not only the final shape, but into the Witness's plans with the veil. We now know that the Black Garden and the heart of the Black Garden was created as a way to try and replicate the veil by the Witness, and it didn't work. He tried to get the Vex essentially to create one. So I find it interesting that they're saying that like there's a veil around the garden. Like, does that mean that the Witness himself can't travel there? Is he trying to? Is there some other unintended purpose? And we know that he's covering his steps there too. So I just find it very interesting. And some of the wording here too, that they say a group of guardians will discover secrets about the origin of the Black Garden at the tree. Are those some of the origins that we find out about with the Black Heart in the Lightfall quest, or is that something that still remains to be seen? And even note here, the Black Heart was destroyed, and that there's something different about Divinity. It's important to the Vex for reasons we haven't yet fathomed. Could it be that, or is Divinity part of a bigger puzzle? Is Divinity part of the veil? Is that going to get retconned? So, just some food for thought while we're contemplating, the next steps we're going to hear about the veil in Season of the Deep. I think that this is something to keep in the back of our minds. So, with that, it's kind of deep there. With that, we're going to head on out of here. I want to thank everybody for joining us for this episode of Tower Casuals, and Andre and Fox, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate it. I know it was kind of last minute when I messaged you guys, but thank you for being here. Andre, you want to tell the people where they can find you at?
You can find me in the Discord. If you're not part of that, then join up and join in on all the fun. You can find me at Twitter, ANNDRE_WILSON. From there, you can just find all my links in my Twitter. And other than that, you can find me at Cafe LeBlanc having a coffee.
Love the Persona reference. Andre does some great photography, so be sure to check that out, guys. Fox, you have anything that you want to plug or anywhere we can find you at?
Mostly the Discord, but my Instagram, T7Fox, and starting very soon, probably within the next 2 weeks, I will begin
OnlyFans.
streaming. Yeah, OnlyFans. No. I will begin streaming on Twitch every
Hey-o.
Monday and Friday night at
Ooh.
T7 Fox.
Count me
So
in. Count me in.
please pop in.
For
But
sure.
yeah, mostly you'll find me in the Discord. Join the Discord and join the clan. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Like
Oh,
actual.
yeah.
I'm not
We've
just
been-
like saying
we've
it to
been-
like
Yeah.
promote it. It's we do what Sussy Sundays. We do contests. We troll each other. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
only getting bigger. It's
It
only
is
getting bigger.
We're only going up from here.
Only
Yeah,
getting
so-
bigger, and I'm sure that as things like Diablo come out this summer, and especially once
Mhm.
Baldur's Gate comes out in August, we're probably going to do some nights relating
Yeah.
to those.
And there's like a whole bunch of sections for
Yeah.
other games and all that jazz. So
Yeah.
it's not just a Destiny thing. It's more of like just a bunch of just like-minded people. just hanging out.
come for a chill group of people and stay for the Destiny stuff.
Yes, sir.
But that being said, thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys Starside.